Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and here is Fifi La Pew Pew, and she's on steps, and she's in her original colours again. Yes, the Liberté colours, the French flag, and it's being driven by Inanecoffee. Don't ask me to explain, I can't, but don't understand it. But it is the French Fifi La Pew Pew, the 105 leFH18B2 French Tier 5 Premium SPG. And he's heading to a position on the east side of the map. This is steps, south side. His team are splitting up in all directions, but it looks like Inanecoffee is going to take a position on the east. And there's a shell coming in from the enemy. I presume that was just a random shot. Okay. But we've got our first casualty. An enemy Panzer 38NA was taken out by the Dickermax. Okay, now Inanecoffee is aiming up the east side of the map. Obviously this is where most of the mediums are. Huge number of TDs have settled around on the ridgeline around the cap. Whilst the heavies are heading off down to the west route to heavy corner, which is really grid squares H1 and G1. And there's our first customer. It's a T28 Soviet. Is it tier 5, tier 4? It's a tier 4 medium. He's hiding behind that ridgeline at the moment, so it's a difficult shot. He's moving back a bit. That T28 is hiding, but he can't hide from Fifi's shell for very long. Rounds out. Direct hit. 138 hit points, 2 critical hits. The T28 is very lightly armoured, so he can do a lot of damage to this tank. Rounds out again, and a kill shot. 212 hit points. That's his first kill of the game. Unfortunately, they've lost. They lost the 5916 to the box tank, but the box tank's about to get a rude awakening. There's a 10.5 centimeter gun facing you right now, so even though he's got a big naval gun as his main armament, he's been wiped out. He's just been taken out by Inanecoffee. So that's his second kill already, and he's settling now on an MT25. Now the MT25 doesn't realise he's so close to a big hefty howitzer, and he's coming around because he's going to try and have a go. He thinks he's hard enough, but I think he may be about to find out no, he's not. Okay, that MT25 is heading this direction, but there is a Dickermax for company, and it looks like Inanecoffee is going to shotgun mode just in case, but he doesn't need to because the Dickermax has made short work of that MT25, that light tank. Okay, oh, we've got a Sav 43 there moving through, but now Inanecoffee is now helping his team on the west side of the map. He's focusing in on this KV-1S. That was a very hastily aimed and fired shot, but he's dialing in the next one right onto the engine bay of the KV-1S, who's suddenly been obstructed by a KV-1, and he's lost a lot of hit points. He's only down to 20. A one shot should be enough to finish him off, and it does. That's Inanecoffee's third kill already. Now, there's another enemy, an M4 medium, coming down the east route. So, Inanecoffee's protecting himself. He fires a snap round, but it works. He hits the M4, does 139 hit points of damage, which is pretty good. He's firing another round, and another hit. 108 this time. And I think he's tracked him. He's not moving. And the next round's about to go. And it's another hit. 150 this time. But he is moving now. I think he's repaired his tracks. But one more shot and he's dead. He's been spotted, but he gets the kill shot. And I think he was spotted by that Panzer 3J. He's had to move a little because he might get counter-batteried otherwise. But the Panzer 3J is retreating. Rounds out, and he hits it. He tracks him. He spins him around. Oh, and that round was a little too late. He didn't judge for the fact that the Panzer 3J was going to turn side on, but he's paying attention now to the west side of the map because all of his teammates on the west side have now been wiped out. They are actually 3 tanks down at the moment. There's still a heavy on the enemy team, that KV-1. In fact, they've got 2 mediums, 3 tank destroyers and 2 Artys. So they're in a pretty strong position, the enemy team, at this moment. Even though Inanecoffee has been responsible for 4 of his team's kills. Okay, that looks like that KV-1 is tracked. But he's untracked himself. Rounds out. And he's been spotted again by that Panzer IIIJ and an M8A1 who's very badly wounded. He's only got 19 hit points left and he can be taken out with a shotgun. And he does! Beautiful shotgun, manually aimed. Turns that M8A1 into a smouldering heap of metal. Okay, fires a round in on a blind target there, which is the T40. But he's now going for the KV-1, which is sitting on top of the rise. It's going to be a difficult shot because he's using that rock for cover, and I think Inanecoffee knows that. But he's going for that Panzer IIIJ, who's probing the ridgeline nearby the Valentine. Panzer IIIJ is not a great tank, but it's up against a pretty good light tank, the Valentine, in terms of it's pretty tough light tank. But the Panzer IIIJ's got more mobility. That T40 is a dangerous opponent. He's just been taken out by the other T40 on his team. But that T40 himself has been taken out by the Bishop on the enemy team. That just leaves 4 on their team remaining. The M4A3E8, a Panzer Selbstverletter 4, and the Valentine. And of course Inanecoffee and the Fifi. Okay, he's going for that 105. He should be able to get it. Rounds out. Ooh, it backed off just at the right moment and he splashed it. I think he damaged its tracks. Not tracked it, but damaged them with the splash. But they've gone out of sight temporarily. Now, I think the M4A, the IKV is hiding in between those rocks, trying to get an angle on the M4 or the Valentine, because that's all they can see. They can't see the Fifi yet. Of course, remember that Fifi's got a 390 meter view range. And he's trying to line up the IKV. Oh, is this going to be difficult? He can't fire while the M4's there. He might get a hit on the M4. And he damages the IKV. And he is taken out. He's taken out by the M4. But the M4 is taken out by the Bishop, who's done very well so far. That Bishop's got 3 kills. Fires around at the KV-1. He gets a massive hit there. 89 hit points. He's recorded. He's dialing in the aim. He wants to finish this KV-1 off. He can. Rounds out. And he does! Gets a kill shot. That brings it down to 3 enemies, which are 1 medium, which is the Panzer... no, it's a T-3485, which we haven't seen yet. And the 2 Artys on the enemy team, the Bishop and the T-82. Now, the Bishop has to be fairly close. Otherwise, he wouldn't have got the kills on the M4 and all the other tanks he's killed. But the good news is that Inanecoffee now has his Top Gun. He's got 6 kills. Now if he can get the remaining ones, he gets a Radley Walters. Okay, he's moving towards the cap. I think he wants to reposition himself so the enemy won't know where he is. They'll think he's over in that corner and they might come try to attack that corner. But of course, if he's relocated over to the west, they're going to have difficulty. They're going to be wondering where he is. And remember, he's got a 390 meter view range. He will see them long before they see him. Unless, of course, they're using binoculars and sitting in a bush. But certainly the Arty aren't going to see him because the Arty have very poor view range. The T-3485 might have good view range if he's got binoculars. Oh, now, that is the Bishop. It's dialing in. He was fairly close. Bishop's fired. He fires around it and he wipes him out. 267 hit points, but it's gone. He's out the game. That means it's now equal to a piece. Now, I can tell you that the view range on the T-3485 is 360 meters. But both, even if he had binos, which Inanecoffee does have, you can see them there at the bottom, he still wouldn't have as good a view range as Inanecoffee does. So Inanecoffee is going to see the T-34 long before the T-34 sees him. Now they're supposing in chat that the T-34-85 is AFK, and I don't believe he's been seen. Now somebody's saying in the cap it might be that the enemy T-34-85 is still up the other end of the battlefield. He might still be in the spawn point. If he is, that's going to be an easy kill. But of course they've still got to contend with that T-82 HMC. Now that T-82 is a very fast Arty. It's built on the chassis of an M5 Stuart. It's got a 10.5cm gun, same caliber as Fifi, but the only difference is that it can motor a lot faster. The speed of the T-82 is 64 kilometers per hour forward, which is much faster than Fifi, I'm afraid. So he could run rings, in fact, around both of these tanks. Both the Valentine and the Fifi have restricted speed, mostly because the Valentine is a walking tank. It was designed to walk with the troops, and the Fifi, there's the rate. He's seen it. And I don't think T-82 has seen him. Okay, so he can get shots in, and the T-82 won't know where it's coming from, and it's a kill shot! So he's out the game, and it's just the T-34-85 to go now. It is possible to win with the T-82 if you've got enough speed. I've put up a video myself where it is capable for the T-82 to race over to the other side of the cap, kill both of the enemy that are over there, and then start capping to force the enemy to return and defeat them. Now, he's spotted the enemy, or rather he's been spotted by the enemy, and yet he hasn't seen it. There it is! It's in the cap, and he's zeroing in manually. He's not using his overhead aim. He's going to shoot manually. He's simply using manual aim. Is going to let it go that way. Next round out, and another hit. He is AFK. This is a simple execution. And he's got a fire. He set fire to him. Will he burn? He's going. He's going. Almost ready for the next round. And it's a kill shot. 302 hit points, and he wins the game. Wow. Well, that is 9 kills, and that's a Radley Walters. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats for Inanecoffee. Well done indeed. It's an ace tanker for Inanecoffee in the 105 leFH18B2. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 22 in that battle. He picked up a Gores medal for doing more damage, exceeding 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. He picked up a Radley Walters for getting at least 8 kills. He got 9 in this instance, and remember, that's more than half of the enemy team was wiped out by him. He got a counter battery because he took out all of the enemy Arty. In this case was the Bishop, and he took out the T-82 HMC. And he picked up a high caliber because he did the most damage in the battle. And on top of all that, he got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. If we look at the team scores, we can see that he came top on damage with 2,577 hit points. He came top on kills with 9. And he came top on base XP of 1,342, which is very high. If we look at the detail report, we can see that he fired 32 rounds, got 20 direct hits, 20 penetration, 5 splash, damage of 2,577 hit points, of which 2,558 were at more than 300 meters. He spotted 2 enemy vehicles. That would have been the T-82 HMC and the T-34-85. He damaged 12 of the enemy, killed 9 of them, and damage due to his assistance was 42 hit points. On a premium account, he earned 58,239 credits, a massive total. And after ammunition resupply, which is really dirt cheap for the Fifi, he took away 54,143 credits. That's a huge amount, massive amount for a tier 5 Arty. Unbelievable, almost unbelievable. He received the XP of 2013, but it was ×2 because it was the first victory of the day, and he picked up a bonus for Fifi being a premium vehicle of 805 XP, so he took away a total of 4,831 XP in total. So well done indeed, Inanecoffee. That was a really good display of how well Fifi can play, and of course she showed that it is possible to fight from the east side of the battlefield just as the west side of the battlefield. In fact, actually the east side of the battlefield proved much more reliable in this instance because you were able to take out the tanks that were in the east channel whilst protecting yourself from the tanks that were over on the west side of the map. If you enjoyed this replay, please do give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay I'll be featuring in the next video.